Okay, today's video is going to be about the joys of owning a VW. My wife's had a couple of these Beetles now, and both of them have the same problem. Door handles go out, but more common than others. What's wrong with this picture? I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, the alarm light is still set, even so the door's open and unlocked. Stupidly common problem with these things. There's a tiny little micro switch in the latch and the door in there that the solder is just too cheap, too little, not enough, so it cracks and loses connection. So the car doesn't know that the door is actually open. Hence the alarm is still armed. So when you try to start it, it makes a hell of a racket and the alarm goes off and you look kind of stupid. It's actually a really easy fix. It's just a royal pain in the ass to get to. Like I said, it's a really common thing with these things, so there's a ton of questions on Google you can find, and they all tell you the same thing. Go to a dealer and pay a ton of money to get it done. If you got any kind of mechanical skill, you really can do this. It's not that complicated. Like I said, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's really not that hard. The only specialty tools you're going to need are these bad boys right here. That'd be this tool right there. You can get that pretty much any Advanced Auto Parts or Checker or AutoZone. Typically come in a kit, different sizes. Not that much. I think I paid $8-9 for it. You can't even have the dealer look at it for what you pay for these tools. Basic soldering iron will do the job. That's all you need. Okay, to take the door panel off, of course follow your Haynes or your Bentley or whoever you got and disconnect the battery, which I'll get around to that. But on the bottom of the door panel right here, you'll see there's 3 or 4 of these little bad boys. 3 of them sunk in. Take these off, and then I will show you the next step. Okay, so once you've taken these little bad boys out, there's 3 of them on the bottom of the door. Next thing is to take the screws off that are hidden behind this little panel there. Alright, and the easiest way to do that really is just a nice smooth flat tip. You got a nice old beater. It's got a smooth tip. Don't get anything with a real wedge on it because that rubberized stuff comes off in no time. So you just pry that off real carefully right here. Okay, once you got the side panel off, this is how it's held on. Just 3 little plastic tabs. You just pull on it. Makes all sorts of interesting noises. Just be gentle on it. You won't have any problems. There's the 3 clips that hold these on. Once you get that off, there's 2 really good sized screws up in the top there. That's these little bad boys right here. You need a good sized screwdriver. Then it'll really tighten down that bad. Alright, next thing, you just pull on the door panel a little bit. That's really all that holds it on. And up here, books are really worthless on it. There's a plastic clip that goes across that sits in the window panel. So when you pull this back here, you just lift on it from the top. Wish I had a second pair of hands to show you. Once that door panel's off, this is what you end up with. Gotta disconnect that from the back of the handle. And marker lights, a bunch of little connectors. Gas cap release, trunk release, and main switches. It makes life a lot easier when you just disconnect that, gives you some more play. You don't have to disconnect all of it. And then just remove these little torque screws. They're all over around the door. Top, bottom, and side. Disconnect the speaker there. Okay. This is what you end up with. You're gonna have to pull these little black plugs off of there. Roll the window down until you see the screws. You can do that simply by just hooking window switch back in. Disconnect the power window motor. that big honker right here. You just pull this up. That unlocks it. And pull it out. Then you just take the door panel, you pry it off a little bit. It's actually sealed on there very well. Pull it back, up, and the whole mesh should just pop out. It'll still be attached to the wire, so don't let it fall. Let's use simple blue tape to keep the window glass up. Okay, once you have the door pull out, takes a little finagling with it, not that bad. Need to disconnect. Switch right here, from the bottom there. The easiest way to do it, if you look at the switch right here, stick a screwdriver in there, flathead, that nice pointy one, and just pull it on down. Okay, next, that little, sun's kind of sucking right now, but the little rubber cap right here needs to come off, flathead screwdriver. Okay, under there you'll have a little torque screw. Use the same bit that you used on the ones on the bottom of the door panel. That's going to allow this to slide out. Okay, once you get that screw out, just go over here, pull the locking cylinder straight out. That's what it looks like. Not much to it. Okay, now we got that freed up. Next thing you'll want to do is take these out. This is where that specialty torque bit's going to come out. Okay, once you got those two off, they actually pop off real easy. There's red Loctite on there, but I don't think it works worth a damn. So this is loose now. If you look in here, and I don't know how well it's going to show with the shade in there, but there's a plastic anchor hooked up to the cable. Let's pop that out. Oh, there he goes. Okay, so this is what you'll end up with. Pulled out. That's your whole entire VW door lock mechanism. There's the cable for the release. Door pull. Connection. And the actual latch part. If you have any of these, more than likely you will have to replace this sooner or later, because by genius move they made this hard plastic, which of course wears out. These are little screws that need to come off. They pretty much wrap all the way around, and this is the cover that's going to have to come off right here. Now to get this off, it's kind of a little, it likes to be a little bastard, but you got to get this out of the way. And you see that little spring right here, that needs to come off too, so be careful with that so it doesn't go flying across your garage. Remember how it goes. That's pretty much all there is to it. Just undo all the screws, top, bottom, those little torque bits, and then we'll pull the cover off. Okay, this is what you should end up with once you pull that cover off. Now I separated the mechanical part from the electronic part. Don't really have to do it, it just makes it a lot easier. It's a couple extra screws and a little bit of fiddling around. It's really self-explanatory, just look at it. It only comes apart one way. You do need to disconnect the latch cable on the other side. But just look at it, you walk yourself right through it. Now the thing that goes bad on these, obviously the micro switches. This is for lock and unlock. This actually tells the solenoids for lock and unlock on the positions on that. This is what activates it. Make sure you remember how it comes back out. And make sure none of this stuff falls apart while you got it out in pieces. What goes bad on these really is the soldering spots. They're robotically done, which they work, but anything costs or material reduction is key. See if I can zoom this in a little better. Okay, this is the one that's shit out on this one. You kind of see very faint little crack on this one right here. That's a bad connection. This is what's causing this car right now to not turn off the alarm when the door is open. Car flat out just doesn't know that the door is unlocked. It thinks it's locked. You open the door, you jump in, turn the ignition on, and the alarm goes off because it's thinking somebody's trying to take this car or start this car with the door still locked. That's all it is right there. If they would spend 0.0003 cents more each car and put a little more solder on it, wouldn't have any problems. So that's it right there. Just grab your soldering gun, a little extra solder, and reheat it, put some more on it, and you should be good to go. Okay, this is all you need. Just cheapo soldering iron from Walmart, some rosin or flux core, whatever you want to call it, soldering. And then when you're done, let me see, focus. This is about what it should look like. See, actually got some solder on it. These are going to hold up to the hot, the cold. And while you're at it, you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings if you go over the other ones as well. Just so you don't have to do this fun project again. So just add a little solder. Okay, to install it again, you just go backwards, put it back in, screws, don't forget the set screw, line this up straight, pin should go right back in, put your set screw in on the cover, don't forget the cover. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Good luck with it. Okay, so here we are after the repair. So you can see the doors all back together and open. No alarm blinking. And moment of truth. No alarm. Go. Wish you guys best of luck in the repair. If you have any questions on it, if you have one of these, eventually you'll have to do these, send me an email. Thanks guys, good luck with it.